Okay, let's start. Yeah, just a second. Okay, so let's go with rookie 8 check. That's perfect. Some quick mating patterns. I think, yeah, this should work, right? Yes. G4 takes. No, yeah, just completely winning. Okay. Yeah. Rook 8 check. Rook B8. Rook D8. Simply winning. Mm, I think this is a very nice move because the bishop covers f2 and e1, so I think this should be winning. Yeah, fine. Bishop g4 check, bishop takes e6 check, rook d8 check, queen g2 mate. I think knight g4 wins a piece, right? Yeah, because the bishop is twicely attacked and even the queen is under attack. So I think, yeah, queen is 3, and now if bishop takes h6, then queen takes g4. So I think knight takes h6 is probably fine. Oh, sorry for that. Yeah. Bishop takes d8, and now queen f1 check, and queen takes g2 is, I think, the most easiest of all solutions. Rook takes e2, queen takes f7 with a check, queen f8 with a check, and then rook takes f8 mate. Yeah, same mating pattern again. I don't know why this puzzles. They are almost same all the time. G6, knight takes g6, and queen takes h8. Uh, Again, a similar kind of mating pattern. You should always look for the bishops because, uh, you know, there can be sometimes a problem with the squares. Um, yeah, now rook takes f2 is not possible, but what else is what else can be done here? Oh no, the queen is hanging. Yeah, but if we take directly, I think that does matter. Yeah. Rook takes g2, rook e8, king g7, probably winning. Yeah, queen queen g6 check, king h8. You push uh, h6, and knight is partially trapped there. But is there anything else for us? Oh yeah, there is even queen g6 check, king h8, queen h6 check. You put the queen in between, and then there's rook f8 mate. So I think that is probably, yeah. Is the board visible completely? Um, yeah, just a second. I will just adjust it. No problem. No problems with that. Yeah, fine. Perfect. Perfect. Rook d8, and that's a very good move. But knight e7 check and rook f8 check. Yeah, knight takes f3, d4 wins a piece. Yeah, this is very tricky puzzle. I mean, this now as you proceed here, the puzzle really get tough. King c2 is not possible. This miss this. There will bishop c3 check. So I think king a2 is only nice in the correct move. And queen d2 check, and now you put the queen in between. Because if king back to b1, then queen back to e1 with the check puts a draw. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So many times when this pawn structure is completely locked, you have to just see for the breakthrough. So now c4 is one of the breakthroughs, and I think c4 is the right move because if takes on c4, then b3 wins, and if you take here, then simply c captures on b3 wins. So I think this is the perfect move. And now I need not take it back. I will just push b3 and probably push b2. One move faster. Perfect. Knight takes here with a check. The queen can't take, and so the bishop is lost. So perfect. Now whether it's you have to take the queen first, no, then knight takes e7 supports the bishop. So this here. Yeah, first take the bishop, and then now the you can take the queen. Perfect. Um, rookie for check and check. I think that's winning, right? Because the bishop will be on the attack, the rook will be on the attack. So I think is there anything else? Check, king d3, check. Oh, if king d3, then there will be double check. So king c3, then check, and you pick up the bishop. So I think that's perfect. Okay. Um, yeah, I hope the screen is visible. Uh, just a second here. What is this? Mhm. I don't know what this problem is, but yeah, I don't know why. Okay, let it be. Yeah, so rook takes here with a check is quite a nice move. And after takes, you have bishop e3 with a check, or you even have this first queen g3 with a check, queen g2, and then bishop e3 with a check, following with exchanging the queens and picking up the rook. And I think that must be winning, unless I'm missing anything else. Yeah. And I don't think I'm missing anything. I have to first take the queen or queen f4. I think taking the queen and taking the rook, yeah, plenty of pawns. Yeah, simple. Yeah, many a times we try to complicate the position and forget that even the position can be solved simply. So that is what we have to avoid. Yeah, so now king f6 is a good escape with e7 and no, f6 is not an escape. The bishop controls it. So probably we have this check, king here, check, king back to h6, and g5 is mate. Perfect. That's fine. Oh, sorry for that. Yeah. Just a second. What's the problem? Yeah. Yeah, I think I lost the net connection. Yeah. I will have to reconnect. Yes, sorry for that. Yeah. Perfect. Yes, probably good. Okay. Let's go with queen takes c6 with a check, and queen takes here probably wins. I don't see any other option. Yeah, I think now you're live, right? Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. Excellent. Um, yeah, just a second. Okay. So queen c6 check. He goes king g1. Probably that's the most apt move. King h2 is even good. And after queen takes g6, you have to look for the checks. So what we shouldn't blunder here is after this check, if you go king f7, then queen a7 check picks the rook on d4. But of course, we'll go king g7, and after queen a7 check, we'll go queen g7, and that is just winning, I guess. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. Just a second. Okay. So again, a very nice puzzle. with the queen sacrifice and a very good mate. Yeah, now the problem is a lot of players I see in lower rating tournaments, they go king e3 and try to blunder up the game, but I think the king g2 is a very perfect move here, and now push e3, push f4, covering e3 square, and then just it's a matter of time. Okay, rook c8, queen e1 checkmate, one more mate, blunder, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Probably queen f2 is not working, right? Queen f1 is also not working either. What should work then? Yeah, probably bishop d4 will work. Yeah, bishop d4 works. Now queen f2, queen f1, and then rook f1 check. Fine. Perfect. Perfect things. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So now we have queen f8 check. Uh, you can't pick up the queen actually, but because the queen is supported, but we have an intermediate rook f1, and after queen takes f1, we can surely pick up the queen. And I think that's logic, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, perfect. Queen f8 and now queen f1 because the queen was supported on f2, and it's not supported on f1 now. Yeah, some new notifications, but they are not to be paid attention now. Yeah, so what can be the logic? King f8 is avoided, king f7, then you have captures with a check. Um, there's no immediate check for the white kings, it's safe on a3. So probably going here and then capturing something else. Queen c4 check, king h8, then you have this, and that is just winning because you can capture the knight because of this check, discovered check. So that's a problem for black. And after this, I think king f8 is the only move, and if king f8, then probably rook f1 check wins on the spot. Like king e7, yeah, queen f7 check, king d8. There's no rook d1 check. That's a problem. Or we can just go queen c4 check, king here, rook check, rook f1 check, king e7, and we can go rook f7 check, which does seem to be convincing. Because king d8, then you just lose the match after queen d4, queen d7, queen c7. Uh, that's exactly the way to show the arrows, not slanting arrows, of course. So it's queen c4 is because the rest all things I don't consider as fast. I mean, this is a bit slow. It's though it's a very good move, but it's a bit slow, and you even have bishop capture. So I think queen c4 is right. Oh, king h7. This is like a free ground. Just I think rook h1 wins. After takes, you have takes with a check, king takes, and how exactly it wins is the problem. Queen takes c2 check, something like that, or just now we have to take because no, the c2 bishop is supported. So, but now if we take on g6, bishop takes g6. Yeah, I will just remove the unnecessary arrows. If takes bishop takes g6, then you have rook h1, and I think that's a win for us. But if takes king takes g6, do I have some sufficient amount of discoveries left here in the game? Knight f1 check, you just lose a rook, so that's not useful. We have queen g4 check. Uh, Queen c2 check looks tempting, like sacrifice the queen and then pick up the queen with the knight, but knight on e4 doesn't attack on c2. That's the problem. What is the winning line here? And rook h1, I can't find any winning line after this. We have this, and the king is wide open, but still it's kind of safe. No, it's not safe. It's not safe. King f7, rook f1, and eventually we win, I guess. I mean, that's more accurate than first taking here and keeping your rook attack. Or the knight e2 check probably. But the king back to h7. And now there is no rook h1. for reasons. Mm-hmm. But then you can pick up the okay. Then we can pick up the bishop, but you can pick up the rook. Uh, Sorry, pick up the knight either. Hmm, that's a problem. That's really a problem. Knight e2 check and pick up here. Which of the following is winning? Puzzles look tough. Even there can no queen f7 doesn't win because once queen f7, then he has a lot of checks. Either there, queen f7 doesn't win. Okay, tough puzzle time. I think capture should work. King captures, knight back to e2 with a check, and trying to hold on the game, like uh, move the king somewhere. But I'm not getting why it's not a promising win. I mean, the king is so wide open, even with knight, and still it's not getting checkmated. So that's ridiculous. That's really ridiculous. Even for captures, king captures, you have queen g4 with a check, which looks really, really tempting. I mean, I don't get why this is the right move and not captures. Captures king at 6, then you just have here. Okay, too much complications. Yeah, just think over the position now, complement. That's I mean that's a bit of very tough position. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So what can be the reason why this will be preferred more over any other moves? I'm still not getting. Hmm. I mean, it's so deep calculation, and if there is this very simple solution for this, then it's a completely idiotic approach that I'm using because after taking there, king takes g6, I can't see anything. Knight e2 check, um, king f6. The king is wide open in the center. Rook f1 check, and it can anyway get checkmated, or even have king at 7. But king at 6, oh, you have king at 6. Mm-hmm. But then how come there is not any mate? Queen c6 check is also there. Everything is there. I mean, everything is falling. Even you have this check, king takes, and followed with queen c6 check. Ooh, ooh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually very awesome. You have takes first, king takes first, because if bishop takes on g6, then you have rook h1, winning the queen. And if when the king moves to h6 or h8, you still have rook h1. So king takes is forced. Now you have go queen c6 with a check, forcing king f7, because the king can't come to h5 due to this reason. And if king comes here to g5, then you have knight e2 with a check first, intermediating. And then when the king moves, then the knight supports the rook. So you just pick up the queen supports the knight. If it is so deep, then probably the rating should not be 1700, it should be like 2200 for this puzzle. If it's not so deep, then I'm sorry, it's all unnecessary calculation that I'm doing. But if it is this deep, then it's probably a higher rated puzzle. I think I will go with it. If I'm wrong, then I don't know. Okay, takes with the bishop. This is the most disgusting moment. I mean, we'll calculate for so much of time and then come on, man. This is just now. See the unlucky king. You have rook check, king here, rook check, and the king has to come to f5 or the sixth rank as they say, and you pick up the rook. The king is not even interested in picking up the bishop. So bad. h7 control, g7 control, g5 protected, everything protected. So is h5 mate? I think yes. G7 is protected, h7 is protected, f6 is protected by the queen, g5 is protected by the bishop, h5 is protected by the queen. I think this is pretty easy. Thank you for the solution. Very simple solution. Yeah, this seems to be tough, but yeah, the power of bishops. I mean, this puzzle is typically explanation of power of bishops because this is a very easy explanation of the bishop power. The main reason being that after rook c8 check, he can't the white king can't escape on b1. He has to play king to d2 or sacrifice his knight in any possible way. And after king to d2, you have rook c2 check, where the king can't exit to d3, not e1, not e3, and not even the second row. So it's mate. So again, an example of unlucky king. Rook f6, yeah, that's quite good. Rook takes f6 doesn't win because of king takes, and the king gets opposition. King g2, king g6, king here, king yeah. What if king g5? But then he will not exchange the queens. Yeah, he will not exchange the rooks. Takes. King g4, king g6, king f5, king f4. Oh yeah, you have f3. Oh, oh, waiting moves always help. Always see for the waiting moves. I mean, you have king g4 and you have f3 at the end of the whole line after all the stuff. Yeah. What is this? Settings. Yeah, not important for us. Yeah. So now you have e4, pretending to attack the bishop, uh, like actually asking for captures. E4 actually pins this bishop, and it has to be captured in the next moment. So I think e4 is perfect. Okay. Oh. Yeah, something to be missed as always, but okay, we should keep trying. Yeah, that just gives a lesson that never hurt. Okay, uh h captures on g6, so rook captures on g6 doesn't work. You have, if bishop captures on f5, then you lose a queen, so that's not a solution. But I think queen h8, threatening a mate. F6, f6 is not advisable because rook g6 check. Oh yeah, that's just mate. Bishop takes, queen takes, and queen h7 mate. So knight g7 probably, and then probably we may capture on f5, uh, and we win a piece, right? Yeah. I mean, I can't see nothing else than that. Um, there's even an insane mating idea that is queen h5, knight g7, bishop takes g7. You take here, but then bishop f6 checking h7, but you have bishop g6, so there's no mate. Uh, that's stupid analysis. I think queen h5 should work. Knight g7. No, but knight g7 attacks the queen, right? Mm. So probably bishop takes g7 is forced. You take on h5. You take on f8 with the check. King takes f8, and you still can't take on f5 because of the queen guards there. So what is the solution? Bishop takes f5, no. Queen h5, threatening a mate. Knight g7, only move. Um, what can be the solution exactly? The problem is the queen is on the attack. Queen h6 probably. Oh yeah, queen h6 does look good. Yeah, the bishop is under attack. The knight has to move because there's no way to defend the knight. And then you pick up the bishop. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, that was good. That was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, f6 as usual. Some tricks. Um, any tricks left for the game? The rook on d1 is attack. I think I have queen d6. Supporting the rook and also attacking the rook. So asking the rook where to go. If he goes rook f7, then no, yeah, even he can capture here, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a very weird solution. Queen c7, if I play queen c7, I'm threatening queen g7 checkmate, which is impossible to stop even if you give all your pieces. And I sacrifice my rook on d1, king to a2, you have queen d5 check, then I push b3, and now there are no more checks. And this mate is unavoidable. So I think, yeah. Okay, great. So after blundering a 2000 rated player, puzzle, you get focused. You get focused to solve 2100 rated puzzle. Yeah, that's the what to say advantage of chess. And now this is completely instant puzzle. Queen h2 check, knight takes h2, bishop takes h2 check. The helpless king has to capture g1 queens and queen g3 mate. Uh, yeah, that is one of the most easiest way to do. Yeah, bishop e3 check and just pick up the rook. So what more to think about it? Bishop e3, bishop d2. Yeah, something to do with it. Yeah, but still we win material, right? If bishop takes d2, then we still win a piece. But yeah, with such a terrible attacking force here, threatening queen h6 at the next move and g6. This is a very typical non-draw. If you go this check, check, takes. Let's suppose you waste a move like bishop b7 or bishop d7. You have queen h6, you push g6, rook takes g6, pawn takes and queen takes, and then the king has to go to h8 and queen checks back, and that's the problem. And even yeah, this is even g6 is a blunder because of queen g6, queen g7 mate because this pawn is pinned with this bishop. Uh, that's the density of the attack, which is very important to look forward. Yeah, I missed it at the first time. Okay, let's go bishop e3 check, and now I think queen takes g5 is winning because if you take the bishop, then queen takes e3 is a check, and if you take the queen, I will simply trace back the queen, and after bishop takes g5, I'll emerge up a rook. So I think, yeah, perfect. Hmm, one more puzzle, tricky puzzle. Knight takes on f6, g takes on f6 loses queen, so queen takes on f6 is forced, and then what do we have? We have queen h5 threatening a mate and attacking the bishop, and which wins a piece. I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, and never don't blunder this by playing this because of g6. Take with the major piece and just simplify the position as much as possible. Yeah, I think this is the only move. Who else will not take the piece? Yeah, but now the problem, many a times this puzzles need to be very carefully, what to say, analyzed. It's a 2300 puzzle now because last puzzle was 2098. So this puzzle is more than 2300 probably. And the main advantage of this is after king c4 or king c5, what matters here actually is he's going to push the h pawn. So after pushing the h pawn, after pushing h6, takes this whichever pawn queens. Now I don't think this h pawn is going to queen. This is just used to deviate this g pawn. So After f6, f7, and f8, this should not come with a check. So king c5 here is a blunder. And it's very difficult to understand why king c5 is a blunder, because h5, let's calculate. Uh, there's some fun calculating this variation. h5, b4, h6, you have b3. No, b3, then you just take on g7, g8 queens. That's the problem. So, yeah, I think the battery is a bit low. Just a minute. Okay, yeah, yeah, good with that. Yeah. So, yeah, where were we? Yeah, king c5, h5, b4, h6, you take, king takes, and now the problem, b3, f6, and they're simultaneous queens. f2, b1 queens, f1 queens, and then it's a draw. You just can't keep hopes of winning that match, even if you're pawn up, or even if anything is there, because queens on board always is invitation for checks. So that is why king c5 is the blunder. So let's analyze why king c4 is good or king c3 is good. Which of them is actually more better? Because even that same things are going to happen. So if king c4, let's do with h5, b4, h6, the same plan, takes, b3, you push f6, b2, you push f7, b8 queens. And now the problem here for white is that after this queens he can't make a queen because there is no check, and there is a checkmate threat on g6 coming back. So that's the problem, and I think that is why king c4 should be winning. But we have to analyze it more deeply, because I'm not getting why king c3 is not winning in that fashion, in the same fashion. I mean, any of these two moves is winning. Even king a4 is, can be winning at that point. There's something to analyze here. Hmm. After king g, yeah, after the end of the at the end of the line, king g7, queen g6 check, king f8, queen takes f7 check, king takes f7, h5 is just winning. That's, you just sacrifice the queen, and the pawn is too fast to be stopped. But yeah, let's I don't know why this variation is really king c4 or king c3. It's really interesting variation. Yeah. Um, f2. Let's start with king c4. h5, b4, h6, takes, b3, king takes h7, b2, f7, b1 queens with a check, king h8 or king f7, and then you keep checking the king. Pawns on f6, it's f1 of course, so be careful about it. Sorry. I think king c4 should do this. I'm completely not sure about that. So h5, b4, h6, b3, b2. Pretty much tricky puzzle. And why king a4 and this is not going to help? I still don't know that. I don't have any clue about it, and I'm just blank. Yeah, king a3 is the same as king c5, so never play that. And even these two lines, why those lines don't work? Okay. He doesn't capture on h6. Yeah, that's the point. The point is, after h5, it's very deep. I mean, after king c4, let's say h5, b4, h6, and after takes, he doesn't capture. He plays king h5 because b3, f6 is going to be even constant. After b3, f6, after this, b2, f7, and b8 queens, and this queens. Now the same idea won't work, because the point is now the king has a escape square on h4, and then with a double pawn on h5, it's very difficult to win as black. And I think that's the idea. That's the main idea of this position. Yeah, perfect. I think that's the main idea. So h5, h6 is a tricky move. Um, That's why I feel king c3. I will stop it, but if that is the idea, I will stop it. Push b4 h6. I'm just showing the variation now. King h5, b3 f6, b2 f7. Queens. I have a queen here. Pretty much tough, right? How to win this one? Hmm. That's too tough. I don't have a clue for that. Probably king c4 or king. I'm just confused between king c4 and king c. Not king c5. Sorry, king c4 and king a4. I mean, what's the difference between the two, and what difference does it make? I mean, there's always a saying that you should not go with the king in the corner, but that even says that you should not come closer with the king, because many times in discovered checks the queen can be lost. I think king c4 is the right solution. I mean, if I'm not missing anything, you should not go away. You should be faster, because if he decides to push this pawn first, try to exchange off and go with the h pawn end game, then the king has to be really closer to this king. Even if he comes with the f pawn end game, that is the only move. So I think king c4 is the right choice. Yeah, perfect. g5, h6, b3. Yeah. Okay, that was 23-15. Yeah. Yeah, too complicated stuff. I mean, I like this stuff really because it really activates our brain, but sometimes it also uh, kind of discourages us. Yeah, discourages us really to find. Yeah, rook takes c8 with a check. I don't understand the agenda behind this position, because after that check, I can after here I can just take his knight and will be really very good with the position. I mean, I didn't realize why this is a problem. After takes, he can take the rook, but I will be up in next. Oh, even the bishop is hanging. So what is the problem? If takes here, takes. Okay, rook takes d1, and he will save the bishop. Is that what they wants to what they want to tell? Queen c2 is a mate, so I think taking on c3 is a primary choice. But why not take on e8 first? I mean, why to keep tension on the e file? Oh. Even as bishop takes f4. So if queen takes c3, yes, bishop takes f4, and then rook e2, rook e1. Oh my goodness, then this is the fun. That's almost forced. You just can't keep a rook on e1 hanging. So now I think queen takes c3 is the right choice. And bishop f4, you just go rook d2, and everything is under control. Queen takes c3, rook takes c3, king takes e8. You take here, and I'm just up a piece. So I think that's winning. Bishop f4, rook d2. Yeah, perfect. Perfectly fine. It was 2390. Okay, yeah, slightly above our previous score. I don't remember what our last score was. I just didn't see before starting the stream today, but probably it was like in 40s, somewhere in 40s. Yeah. So now queen d1 check, bishop f1, the first concern. Yeah, the first of all concern. Knight e2 check, king here, queen d5 check, push the king outside. Yeah, in some other way possible, and then we don't have any checks, so that's the problem. Ooh, what about this check? Bishop f1, the only move. This loses a piece. Bishop f1, queen f3. Yeah, something. No, the line is hanging. I can't play queen f3. Hmm, so bad. Yeah. Let's think on this position for a couple of minutes now. I'll just have some coffee. Yeah, the mic was off. Sorry for that. Yeah. So what I analyzed here is to go queen d1 check, bishop f1 is forced, then go knight e2 check, king g2. This is all what we analyzed in the first moment. Queen d5 check, go king h3, then come knight back to f4 with a check. Uh, King h4 is forced. The reason for king h4 I will tell you. If he captures, then you have this check for which bishop g3 is only intermediate, because if you go king h4, then you just go queen g4 checkmate, and after bishop g3 you have queen f1 with a check, gaining back the piece. King h4 as usual, and then you have bishop e7 checkmate. That's a problem, and that's really a very, very nasty problem. I mean, there's again a variation to be analyzed. After bishop f1, knight e2 check, king g2, queen d5 check, king h3. Uh, the analyzed variation is after if he doesn't take when knight f4 check, he goes king h4, but then you simply have bishop e7 checkmate, right? Yeah, perfect. I think that's perfect. Oh, he takes it. Yeah, perfect. Mm, perfection. Yeah, that is. I just spot. I just did spot that variation. Yeah. Now the problem for here is of queen g4, queen e4, and uh, the major problem is that he has no checks. If he takes, then king takes, attacks with rook, and use as a tempo to promote to a queen. So he can't take. And of course, any other move like rook g5 or something, then you simply, you can take here. If it takes, you can just after rook takes with a check, you can just push e4 or go king d3, and I think this is unstoppable for that. In that case, I mean, I don't spot any move for queen e4. Anything else? Queen e4, that doesn't work. Even king c5 seems reasonable, but the king is open, so I don't want to keep it on c5, allow f4, or any ideas with anything else like queen e2 and trying to harass the king on the queen side. I don't want that, because even rook f6 and the rook may not that way. Rook f6 and the rook may enter the queen side. So I think queen e4 attacking the queen. Even the queen can't leave with the support of rook, so that's more or less forced. Many times above 2400 happens that the most obvious looking move is the most wrong move. So should not hurry in that sense. That's the exact way how we blended the 2008 puzzle. Quite simple. I will just check it out after the entire puzzle rush. But queen d 4 is, I think, probably the most suitable move. Yeah, queen d1 check. Okay, yes, queen d1 check. But then queen d3, again attack the rook. You come back with a check. You push e4, then you have check. No, that's useless. Uh, Rather than that, I will go king c5. Yeah, that is why this is not the move. King c5 doesn't allow me any checks. And f5, I mean, okay. I mean, f5, if f5 is done, I will simply push this and I will threat the queen. You can, yeah, you can take rook takes c5. I'll put a new queen on the board. I will capture the rook with that queen and I will preserve my original queen. So that's perfectly fine. King c5, and I don't see anything else for that king c5 move. We need to check. We need to probably like trying to hold on to the position, but even the queen guards the rook. So I think simply pushing a7 is just all over. Rook takes c5 is not possible because of a1 queens. I think king c5 is right because queen e3, queen d1 check keeps the king open. Yeah, that's the main concern. Queen d5, queen d1, and now king don't play queen c3 anytime in life because of this. So never blunder in that way. So that's something to always remember. Okay, so what about king c5? King c3, rook f3 check. I think that even loses. King c2, queen f5 check that, and yeah, that's completely lost position. But similar way, I think king c5 is the right move. Very logical move according to me. If I think I'm not winning, I'm not missing anything here. F4, just push pawn. Uh, Probably that's good. I'm not missing anything. King c4. Because queen e4, I don't trust it. I mean, that was my primary preference, but after queen d1, I don't trust it because after queen d3, again I will go this, and now you again can't go here without rook f3, and you're one move short of the queen, and the queen can keep checking and even pick up the rook here. So I don't want to move my queen there. King c5 is probably right. Yeah, perfect. Rook f3. And now probably I think this may even work. But do we have some easier solution like this? Yeah, very nasty move. But then takes don't push here because you lose the rook in the game. So beware of, always beware of uh, diagonal attacks. Yeah, now a2 you get this check. King b5 you get another check. Um, and you get checks. So rook c3 check, how to tackle rook c3 check? King here, queen check. You can put the queen in between because of this check. And takes again, yeah, one move short of the new queen and everything is hanging. So that's losing position. But rook c3 check, king b5, king b4 is not possible. There's no square on the third rank. King b6, queen check, um, probably king e5, and there's no check. No, there's rook check, king, no, king a4, queen. Uh, what is the problem there now? King b5, queen e2 check, king b6. Don't want to allow that rook to check so much of times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. I don't see anything more other than that. Allow rook c3 check and then think over that. Is there anything else? Like takes, push, then you have queen check, king comes here. Oh no, he just takes the rook. I'm sorry for that. Mm. Sleepy time. Okay. I think pushing here is just the only way to win. There's no other way. After rook c3 check, I should still find a solution. Yeah. I mean, I knew this was right, but now what? Now this is the main condition. How to find a solution here? King d6 is a very brave move. trying to go back and back, which will not help because the rook guards this. King b5 is another brave move, which allows queen e to check, but after king b4, it allows queen b1 check and rook 8 mate. Never blunder the such mates. So king b6 is the only move that allows queen d4 check. Wow. Queen b5, queen d6 check, king to here, rook c7 check, and again mate. Wow. So we are exploring thousands way to get mated. Yeah, thousands way to get mated. The only way which I see not to get mated here is king b5, check, and then we'll go king b6 or king a5. And now this check doesn't do anything. No, it still does anything. Yeah, it still does. That's a problem. A very bad problem. We have to go with the king. There are only 3 squares available. So which of these 3 is right? King b6, queen b4 check, queen b5, king to queen d6 check, king a5, king a6, rook a3 check wins. King a7 also that same check wins. What am I missing? Queen b5, sorry, king b5, queen e2 check, king b6, queen b2 check, queen b5. Oh, yeah. King b6, queen b2 check, uh, queen b5. And if king b6, queen e3 check, queen d4. Rook d3 check, rook b3 check. Is there always a problem? Rook d3 check. But now the checks will decrease, right? I mean, they have to decrease. Like something. No, even there are still a lot of checks. Which of them is right? There are still a lot of checks in the position. King b5, king b6, or king d6. I think king b6 is right. King b6 is probably my first choice, but no, king b6, queen b5, king b5, if king d6 and queen g6 check just draws a match. There's no winning point there, and I'm pretty sure for that because it can even lose the match if you lose the rook and you make a new queen exchange of the queens. There are 3 pawns on the queen side. That's not the way to win. King b5, queen e2 check. That's probably the most I can try for. And you should not blunder king b4. You should not even go king to a5. Then what should we do? Yeah, I mean that's the only thing left. Only thing left on all the board. King b6 loses. King b5 loses. Okay, I can't waste more time over this. Let's try king b5. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Trial and error method. Now king b4 loses, king c5, king c5. Now there are even more options. That is what I just don't like. More options is always a very bad. Sorry for that. King a5, queen c2 is clear. Queen b4, king b4, queen b2 is clear. King b6, queen b2 is what else? Queen e3. That's unclear. One of the unclear variations. Oh, sorry for that. I think king b6 is only winning. I'll go with it. Oh, no, okay, queen e3. Yeah. And finally, Tal. Okay, that was good. We did it. Yeah. And now the fact file here is the push. You have the check, king here, check, check, queen. Is this a? I mean, this is a 1400 puzzle, man. What is this? You give 2500. I mean, the previous puzzle was so long. It was an in-game puzzle, and what is this? This is just, what was that? Okay. Even this puzzle, queen takes h7 checking here, knight f5 check. This simple mate with knight e7. So as simple as that. I mean, after after so much tough puzzles, then there are these simple puzzles which we were looking for. Even this puzzle, rook takes e6, is just the first move that any player is going to consider in such what is it, puzzle races. And after this, you just push with a check, king d7, you capture the rook, but then you of course lose this, so you have to be careful with that. Yeah. Yeah, but I can first take here, then take here, and then this. You check, right? Yeah. It was a 2600 puzzle. From which angle? That's a question mark. Okay, king g7 should be avoided. Um, the rook, bishop is pinned. Knight g8 check is what is a threat. Knight f5 check is also a threat. g5 is covered. g6 and h7 are available. So what to do? And there are two pawns straight to queen. Typical. Okay, they can be stopped actually. I mean, something like king c3, threatening a mate, and you capture the bishop, but there's no continuation for that. Yeah, king c2, even, yeah, king c2, there's no mate actually. Knight check, king b2, there's nothing. Knight c4 check, king here. Yeah, everything, something has to come from a discovery, because knight e3 check, something like that, and then stop these two pawns. That's the only way. There's no other way. I mean, I can't see a mate here after rook captures on d5. Or is it something terrible that we are missing? Let's think for a let's think for some time. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'll just check if the stream is active. Um, yeah, let me just check it once. I don't know if the stream is active on Twitch because sometimes when the net is reconnecting, the stream isn't visible on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just got notifications from some people that it's not visible on Twitch. Okay, and it is just a matter of 20 minutes now. I don't know why it was not visible on Twitch. Yeah, let me just check into the matter. So now it will be, yeah, now it will again connect, I guess. Yeah, yeah, it mainly happens due to network problems. So what is the problem there? Mm-hmm. I don't know what is the problem. Yeah, mainly a lot of times there's problem with Twitch. I don't know why. Yeah, again it's showing me the same error. It's offline there. Yeah, probably that problem will automatically get solved. Yeah, it will be back, guys. Yeah, don't worry for that. Okay, failed to connect server. Yeah, yeah, it will be back. It will surely be back. No worries for that. Let's continue with our puzzle rush. Okay, so yeah, rook takes c4, the main threat of the day. Yeah. So basically knight c4 forces the king to come into the discovered check attack, and then probably we can take advantage with knight b6 check because rook takes c4 doesn't work because of this. And after this push, uh, no, it actually works probably. Yeah, for f2, what do we have? Rook g1. Yeah, for c2, rook g1, b2. Yeah, there's no, yeah, it actually works. Oh my goodness, I have to be really careful with that. Okay, yeah. That means there is a mate here somewhere, like king c2 or something, and then we go with the check, come here, come to the check. Oh yeah, oh, okay. King c2, rook takes d5, you go knight b1 to check, knight c3 to check and pick up the rook. But there's no point picking up the rook because the fact is c2 is still winning. That's the problem. Uh-huh. So how to stop that? C2 is a major threat. That is what this puzzle is highlighted. Uh, Probably knight c, no, knight c4. Knight c4 is right. Knight c4 is really very king to g6 or king to h7, but knight e3 check. Then should it take it? And what's the what's the point behind doing everything? King c3, rook takes d5. Mm-hmm. There's no way to save. Even the knight, even after the knight lands on d5, there's always this c2, and after rook g1, there's b2, and even knight c3 stops b1 queens, but c1 queens is unavoidable. There's not even a single tactic to do that. So bad. Mm-hmm. Something like this, you have a check, and then you put your bishop in between. It's forced to capture because of this mating threat. King c3, rook takes d5. Knight f4 check. King at 7. No way. I think I'm missing something. King f7 forces rook captures on e4. Knight b1 check. King here. Um, Knight c3 check. King back to h6. The knight takes d3. Knight takes e4. Sorry, knight takes e4. You have c2. Oh, okay. Or g3. G3 isn't main actually. G3 mates. So rook take g3, rook check, and it's mate. And for c2, the reason for c2 you have rook d2, c1 queens, rook d6 check, king here, knight g5 check. Oh, okay. And king c3, I think king c2 is more forcing. Yeah, and once you get knight d4, then it's all okay. Now the problem is king c3 or king c2. Which of them is the most accurate? No, king c3 is not possible because the knight c3 check is useless. I think king c2 is right. Yeah, perfect. Okay, king h8, and this is even bad because of this. And yeah, b2 is gone. You just can't. Okay, that was much easier than what we thought. So we are on 50, right? Great, great achievement for us. I think our score was 52. Yeah, I remember the highest score that we had reached till today was 52, and today we are on 50 with only one puzzle wrong. That too for a very bad reason. But now the puzzles are really going to be very tough. So let's start with queen e6, attacking the knight. Queen a6 check, and you keep on exchanging the pieces, and you're not going to win the match. But with the same thing, if we go with something else, let's go with bishop d6 or something, or rook c7. Rook c7, bishop, queen a6 check, bishop b5, and the knight is lost. Unfortunately, the knight is lost because the queen is under attack. So something like this. This rook is bound to f7. Rook c7 seems very nice, but then even the queen has no squares to come. So yeah, I think that's a very nice solution. Rook c7, threatening to move the bishop and just capture. Because if you go rook e8, then simply bishop captures on e8, captures on e8, and then yeah, queen f7 is just gone. It's all over. Bishop d6 does look good, but yeah, bishop d6 does it does look good. Bishop d6 and try to attack the knight. But the problem here is I think queen d4 attacking the bishop. And then bishop takes e7, not taking this bishop, but taking on f4 first, and then taking the bishop. And I think the rook prevails on f7. So that's the problem. So rook c7 is something it just stuck my head, and I just can't find a solution to get out of this pin. I mean, even if he moves a knight, if there's no way. There's no first of all, the point is there's no place for his queen to go. Queen b6 is not there. The b pawn is pinned. Queen c5 is not there. This is not there. Knight c6 this loses the game. The rook is bound. So only a move is a4. Yeah, only move in the entire position is a4. And then if a4, then what next? We may even go bishop e6 after that. And yeah, just to try some treble techniques, or even bishop b5, for instance, to try very horrible techniques, like to take a risk to sack the queen, go with this check, king g8, then go bishop c4 check, rook f7, then probably go rook takes f7, not of course bishop takes, and then the king is safe with no checks. The rook is threatening all kinds of forced discoveries from this bishop, and that's completely winning. I mean, the queen can't hide from the rook. It can of course hide with something like queen a5 or something, but then I think it's even a mate in one. Not a mate in one, yeah. Not a mate in one, of course. Mm. So queen e6 is not that good. With rook c7 seems a very good move. Mm. I mean, the first move that comes to our mind is queen e6. That's a very preliminary move that comes to our mind. And I just saw it for the first, and just take the knight. Why not? It's in the attack. It's free piece. It's also it can't move because of the tensions on the king. But then I saw queen e6. So probably bishop e5 is a move that we always need. So c7 is probably better. g5, that doesn't. It's too slow. It's too slow. Bishop b5 and just take the knight. It's too slow for the king to do. Okay, I think the stream is already quite long, 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I'll just go with this. Okay, now this is almost forced, right? Yeah, if you don't take it, then you have queen f2. Rook f8, yeah. And I don't want to blunder anyway here. And yeah, I don't want to blunder any time here. At least not today. So probably bishop f5. No, then check. And they have bishop d3. Yeah. So probably if rook takes f5, then simply this wins again. King h8, check, and queen g8 checkmate. So this is probably winning. No, you don't have that because of this. Bishop f5, g takes f5, rook check, king here, queen e6 check. It's also eventually going to lead to a mate. Yeah, it's a mate, of course. So is that the solution, bishop f5? Because the fact is this cannot be defended in any way. If you try queen c6, then queen c4. Queen c4 is also actually a very good move. But then you allow g5. But then you have a rook f5 check, yeah. So even that can be played. No, you have queen a6, yeah. Queen a6 and knight d5. No, but still bishop b5. So there's always a counterplay for each and everything in this position. So I don't want to take a risk. Bishop f5 looks classy. It's really classy. I mean, there's everything hanging in the position. The bishop was hanging, and you saved a bishop by putting other bishop into danger. Yeah, so that's really a very classy move. And I think that's a winning move, right? I mean, rather than supporting this bishop, I will Go bishop f5 and attack the knight. Probably ask black that what he's going to plan with the knight. There's no way to defend it. In c5, everything is useless. Perfect. Okay, it was a 2700 hit puzzle. Wow. Kudos to us. Yeah, 2700 rated puzzle. Let's go for the skill. We are on 51. So what is it threatening? Is threatening queen h2, queen h1 mate with rook h1 mate. Yeah. And if you take the bishop, queen h2 check doesn't do anything because of king e2. So he has to take it back. And that will exactly be your chance. But why do you take the bishop first when you have rook c1 check? King b8 is not possible. If you go king c7, then you have bishop d5 check. The reason is you can't take with the rook because queen c7 check. And then the finally queen picks up the rook with a support on the h1 square. So queen h2 is this doesn't work for black. So the only move is this, and after king to king to d8 means queen f6 check. That's just over. After this, you have rook c8 check followed by this. So I think that's completely winning. But is that all the logic that is there? Is that all? Nothing else? Probably that's all. Yeah, bishop c4. Yeah, I missed it. Lucky. This is something like lucky. I missed bishop c4 because that can be so simple, the logic. Yeah. But now what? Now what? Next. One thing is over, so we need to go into something else. And now nothing works here for him. So I think queen takes f6 is just winning, or even and anything is winning. Even b3 is winning. I don't know. Just push b3 and doesn't matter because the bishop controls everything. So there's no fact that there will be any mate there. So I think simple b3, as simple as that. Pin the bishop, take it, and then you're just winning. There's no difference. Or bishop or queen f5, as simple as that. Check. No, oh, you're mate there. So okay, wow. I've started to miss mates in one. If b3, then queen h3 is a mate. Oh my, that's completely what do you say, sign of sleep. But that means I have capture on c4 now. I don't have any other option. After capture is there, I have to play bishop f. No, this again you have queen mate. No, bishop f, bishop g2 or something. What should I play? Queen takes f6. And then you have rook d1. Oh my goodness. So everything is a threat here. Yeah, every single thing is a threat. Queen h2 is a threat. How did I miss bishop c4? Quite a strong move. Threatening queen h2 with a checkmate. That's too risky. I mean, rook takes c4, pawn takes c4. There's no way. This can be a really dangerous thing. What is the difference against this? This is only difference. I mean, I can't see anything else. Like g4 probably. That's the only difference, right? G4, because there's no difference against queen h2 checkmate. And even for g4, it's still risky. You're opening up the king. You have rook g1, rook takes g4 ideas. Always valid for a. But does g4 I think prevents everything. Very nicely. That too very nicely for some reason. There's no tactics. You're threatening bishop. No, you're not threatening bishop f5 because of management check. So as such, there is no threats. Yeah, there is no threats except b3. b3 is always a threat. Okay. Mm-hmm. What to do? Rook takes c4. Takes on c4. Bishop g2. Queen e6. Mm-hmm. There's no way, right? Bishop g2. Bishop g2. Queen e6 on there. Bishop g2. Rook d1 check. It's just winning. Bishop f3. Oh, bishop f3. Rook d1 check. Yeah. Bishop takes g1. Queen h1 mate. So probably there's no way, right, to actually stop that. Marvelous, marvelous, really marvelous. Can't believe that there's no way to stop that. Bishop d2 probably, yeah. Like some little try, but then bishop d2 is rook takes d2, and even the king is open, but the queen will surely retreat back and give a good position for the king, something like hope, or even if you go back the exchange, it's okay. Queen h2, g4. It's quite weird. G4 is, I think, the only valid move. F5, bishop takes F. Oh, I'm always forgetting that queen H1 is a mate. So F5, I don't have a move. If G takes F5, rook G8 mates. Bishop takes F5, queen H1 mates. And if I don't do anything, then G4 is under pressure. Queen takes F5, queen H2 mates. Wow. Very interesting position. Yeah, this is, you will not find any other interesting position where I'm not finding the exact solution to defend that queen H2 checkmate. Probably I'm tired, I'm fatigued, but I'm actually not finding the solution for that. Bishop g2, queen h2 check is a problem. b3 is not working. What is working then? Bishop d3 is not working. Queen h1 mate is always hanging over the head. What is working then? I'm just. I don't understand. Or f5 is to be ignored. Oh, oh. So f5 has to be ignored. Yeah, right. That's the only way. Or something like a g4 rook h4. Then you go queen g3. No, you go f3. Yeah, and now f5. But the queen and the rook can't do anything there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I realized. And b3 is always there. So f5 and b3 is threat, and the king can't move anywhere. The fact is, if you go king d8, then what we saw is perfect. And if you want to go to b7 b8, that's perfect, right? So f5 b3, right? f5 b3, ignore everything. Takes, and still we're down in exchange, but our king is now completely safe. No, takes queen h1 check. Oh, still not safe. Oh my goodness. I'm just tired of showing the arrows. Now, I was analyzing here g4, f5, b3, and I thought that takes is possible, but I thought queen h1 is mate. The bishop is completely overloaded for that job. So no concession for that job. Okay, but f5 we have bishop g2. Yeah, f5 bishop g2. Attack the queen, still threatening b3. Queen takes g4, mistakes, takes on b3, and you pick up the bishop. Uh, that's probably nice and winning. Yeah, that's probably nice and winning. Rook h4, f3 is good. f5, bishop g2 is really masterpiece. Oh no, oh my god. Rook g4, rook h4, f3, queen h1. You should not blunder in such a fashion. So f3 is not good. So the only move that is left with us is bishop g2. After g4, of course. Rook h4, and then you go bishop g2. Rook takes g4, and then you queen h2, and eventually lose the match after queen takes, king takes, rook h7 check, king here, and the rook is pinned, bishop is pinned twice, and it's going to get killed. Uh, that's so tough. Other I'm not focused completely. That's one part, and I can't see some easy variations. I just guessed rook c1 and bishop c4 was a big surprise for me, and unforeseen surprise. I just can't get it. Still, everything is not clear. Queen h2 is a mate. I think g4 is the only move. I don't find if there is anything else, I don't know. But for now, I can just say the g4 is the only move. And what was after that? I still don't know. I still don't know what was after that. The worst part is, yeah, the worst part is I still don't know what was after that. Rook b1, rook b8, yeah. This is not the queen e1 directly, the only choice. And then we can create some counterplay, of course, as usual. But is there anything else in the position? Some trappy ideas like knight c3. First attack the bishop, cut off the queen's escape route, and then go rook b1. Yeah, tricks. You know, always look for tricks. Knight c3, queen b2. I'm actually yawning. That's completely ridiculous. We may even stop here, but I don't know if there is any continue kind of feature. I'm still on 52, same record. I think knight c3 is in. Queen b2 is almost forced, and then we go knight takes, something like that. No, we go rook b1, queen d2, or queen c2, bishop b3. Like kind of dump over every piece on that attack. Yeah, just don't leave any piece without a role. uh, yeah, we just need some more refreshments, coffees or something, because this is too late. You guys can still think on it. Uh, I will just tell you the idea that I will just come in 2 minutes. I will just get refreshed. Yeah, I will just tell you the idea. It was knight c3 and attack the bishop. Uh, if queen b5, then rook b8. No, still doesn't. This doesn't work. I have to think about it. That the idea doesn't work. No, queen b5 is not there. Sorry, queen b5 is not there at all. That's only you have only queen b2, and then probably we should go uh, like rook b8, queen d2. Sorry, then we should go knight to b1, queen d1. And then we should go queen c3. I mean, I will just try this, even if it's wrong. This is just crazy. Yeah, queen b2 was not even in the consideration of the computer. That's insane. And now what for bishop takes f3? Just open up the position or takes first? Oh my goodness. So when this occurs, then it's even more difficult for anybody to guess. Even you have knight a2, rook takes a2, then you have this check first, intermediate, and knight a2, then something else. Or even rook b1, a5, you take here, and then go knight e2 check and pick up the bishop. Two pieces for a rook. Everything is possible. And that is the reason why I hate these positions. Because when everything is possible, then we tend to blunder more often. And in that cases, now this is the most sensing move, but then you just disturb the pawn structure, there's no back rank after that, and one of the disadvantage of the white positions is just gone. Hmm. Just have water. Ridiculous position. Yeah, I hope my audio is available. Perfect. So this is ridiculous. I mean, there are so many options. Even there is a very interesting option: knight takes b5, and after queen takes b5, go bishop c4, and try to harass the queen. But the queen has back, so that option is not that clear. Rook b8, a4, like kind of so this kind of stuff is really interesting. Oh, then you have knight check and you pick up the bishop. Okay. Oh, guys, this is really ridiculous. You just many times you have to just change the order of the moves and the solution is there. Okay, so 53, new high score. What we can see: rook g8 check, king to h1, if at all it is entertained, and then we have uh, what we have here: knight g4, knight takes g4, bishop takes g4, uh, pushing f2 after some trades, or anything else for us. Black to move, right? Yeah. First of all, look that. So rook g8 check. I think there's no available or valid interposition. So king h1 is only move, and then what, knight g4 threatening a mate, so knight takes is a forced. If you go knight d1, then simply push. uh, but does it work? I don't think it works. Oh no, it works, it works. The fact is, after that you have this threat, and then after it takes, you have bishop f3. Yeah, yeah. So I think this is most first move is always valid, logical. On knight g4, or even you have this. Oh. Yeah, this is a crazy tactic. You go knight d1, attack the knight, make it move. Knight g4 loses piece, so knight e4 is the only choice. Now you push f3, kind of pretending that I'm just making the queen, but the actual threat is bishop f3, and the square has to be freed for the bishop. So I think knight d1 is most logical choice. There's no way to defend knight, so knight e4 is compulsory, and then after f2, there's nothing. Uh, Bishop f3, how can bishop f3 be avoided? No, there's no choice. If this, then you just push first, or you just even go bishop f3. Yeah, and then again it's a trade of pieces. Okay, this is just yeah, and now this, although it looks very tempting, after king g1 doesn't have a very what do you say, good discoveries in the position, because bishop s3 is the only way to stop the king from running, but then it will go king back, and there's no valid winning moves. Uh, yeah, there is no, the bishop is in the attack, so there is no, you can't go. I just thought that rookie, this was a winning move, but then it's not possible. So now that you can just go there and allow some checks, but then finally the king will be totally encountered. So I think this is like perfect. 54. That was a 2800 puzzle, so improving the score. King g6 attack simultaneously. Uh, King f5 doesn't seem. Yeah, king f5 doesn't seem. But what is the logic behind this entire thing? What about king g6, rook h8? Okay, but and I still don't get the logic after this. Bishop f3, or is it an mating pattern or something? Yeah, king here. Even g6 is winning then. No, the king g6 is no right. Yeah, sorry. This is not. This is not advisable. King f5 is not a. No king. I think this is. Yeah, this is what we analyzed. And now what? Check. King c1 check. Or just go bishop f3. That's a confusion. Yeah, that's a confusion. Because if we get this bishop on g5, then it's winning. Bishop f3, rook h3. Uh, takes. That is almost force. But I think this is the intermediate. King, bring the king somewhere in between, and try to win. King c. If this two moves are, I don't consider that move, because the knight will move in tempo. Of course, still the knight moves in tempo, but then knight g3. I think that is a winning line. You go here with check. If you go with here, any two moves, then knight e2 comes with the discovered check. If king c1, then knight e2 comes with a direct check on c1, and then knight g3 picks up the rook. Rook h3, king takes g5, and you can't take here because of the bishop. So I think. Mm, any further tricks for him? Always look for tricks. Yeah, no, I think this is no tricks. Yeah, simple as that. 55. Countdown begins. Yeah, g5 is the first move that I took into consideration, because queen takes g5 means knight h3 and pick up the queen, so that's very tempting. But then you allow queen h6 also into the game. But then what is the significance of the queen of on h4? So the check, king g7, check, king here, and probably this rook is doing nothing on a8. It has to be brought into the game. So g5, queen h3, um, something else for the game. 100 ways to trap the queen. Yeah, one of the ways is very different way, which I didn't realize now, but I think I thought knight h3 check. You have king h1 or king here, and then yeah, kind of go this and this and this. It's too far away, but still it's possible. And g5 queen h6 is the primary thing. And after this, rook g6 threatening a knight, a queen trap. But then you lose the knight first, and then there's again this h4 square and h5 square are available for the queen. So that is not exactly what you want. Probably when you can't push at 6. Knight e2 check. No, nothing like that. Oh, there's a very tricky solution probably. Bishop h3 and knight e2 check. I just thought about it. Yeah, I just thought about it for a while, and then I realized that no, you can first take on here. So that is not any consideration. Knight d3, look at it. Bishop h3, g5, bishop h3, something like that. No, still not useful. So what is the right way to trap the queen? No right way doesn't suit the puzzle. There's some mate which I'm not able to see. As I was missing a mate in one last couple of puzzles. So is there anything that I'm not able to see? Bishop h3, g takes. There's nothing of that, so that's not taken into consideration. g5, queen h6. Bishop h3 takes. What am I missing here? I mean, knight g6 is what I thought, but then the queen escapes from the trapezium zone. One hour and 44 minutes, so too long a time now for the puzzle rush. I have to really go far now. Knight h3, king g2, h1, something like that. Anything will do. g5 here. 5 takes king here. Probably some tricks. If at all it is, it's g5 this. You have this. But then simply takes, and even for g6, this is not that clear for us. So this is why I'm not hoping to play it. One mating idea that I saw, which is possible if there is no pawn on c4, which of course many of you would have seen. There is knight h3, king g2, rook f2, king g1, and rook f1 check. And the fact here is that uh, if rook takes f1, then you have bishop d5 check, and after that you have bishop f3 mate. But the pawn on c4 guards the d5 square, so that's the problem. So that's the reason why we can't go for that variation. But if not that variation, then what is the variation that we have to go for? Okay. This puzzle is actually testing the patience. g5, rook at 6. I'm feeling too sleepy too. No, nothing to do here. Yeah, quit. Not to quit. We'll get wrong. We'll get wrong at least. We'll not quit the match. Quitting is just useless. I mean, there's no point in quitting. The fact is, how deep can we climb it? Knight h2 check, king g2, or king g1, king h1, and knight f2 check. There's no definite thing to achieve there. g5 is only one at fault. After queen at 6, I thought there could be something that we may have overlooked. But what exactly? What is that thing that we may have overlooked? Hmm. Oh, there is one chance. Oh, there's one chance which I missed, which starts with knight h3, king g2, rook check, king h1, and now bishop g4. But then the queen should not be on here to capture. Or even if captures in rook f, oh no, the rook guards f2. Yeah, sorry for that. So on g5, rook h6, knight h3, king g2. You go here, and then bishop g4, and try the mate. That's all. Hmm. 3000 IQ. Yeah, 3000 IQ. It was 2996. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So if we can, then we can. That's just the base of all logics. Yeah. Next puzzle, please. I mean, we just got a 2000 rated puzzle wrong, and now we are on 2996, solving all the puzzles perfectly. That's the that's a strange thing. Not strange thing. That's a magic of chess. F6 threatening a mate. Of course, that's the only perfect solution that we have. G6. Sorry for that. Sorry for the noise. Yeah. F6, G6, Rook F7 does nothing because I think Rook F7 should lose the match. G6, Rook F7. Yeah, Bishop takes H7. Look for sacrifices. No, the Rook D8 is covered. So, illogical sacrifice. No, still not a logical sacrifice because of bishop takes. The variation is always deep. F6, G6, sorry, F6, Rook F7. Then you have bishop takes H7. Bishop takes H7. Pawn takes check. King takes. Now comes Rook F8 with a check. Rook back to F8. Then you have yeah, Queen E5 check is always there. But if not that, then if let's say bishop to back, then you have this check, king here, then you have this check, king here, and what next? F6. I think F6 is the only right move. Again, I tell there's no other right move than F6. Rook D7 seems to be very right because it even avoids Queen C7 types of threats. Rook F7 is the only move because Rook D7 G6 Queen E5 check is also a very powerful solution. And Rook D7 Rook F7, then you just okay, you can go Queen B8. Oh no, B8 square is covered. Sorry, just looking for checks, but the square is covered, so it's of no use. So then what? If Rook F7, then what? Rook takes F7, S6, G6. It's quite risky because there's a fact. Bishop takes G6, H takes G6, Queen H4, Queen H6. Wow. So that's a fact. And that why isn't that fact with F6 then? G6, F6 Rook F7, F6 Queen C7. All sorts of unwanted things just come into picture. That is why I want Rook D7 first. Because Rook D7 first stops Queen C7, it stops Rook B7, it stops everything else except these two moves. And Bishop F7 is just, I mean, F6 is just winning for that, I guess. G6, still not clear. Another good puzzle. Yeah. The point is after f6, took f7, even though it seems that it's a very horrible position, even queen c7 is I think the best defense because after takes you have queen takes and the queen guts everything in every possible fashion because if you take first on f8 then takes on f8 queen c3 check then you have this and the bishop and this that blockade it will be really tough to break and with such active pawns on queen side that is not one can opt for. If f6 directly, then that is what we analyzed. Even you have rook b7, there are plenty of some defenses available for that. for f6, but for rook d7 there's only rook f7, bishop f7, so that is probably something to consider. Yeah. And then for anything f6, g6 um, has to be analyzed. Even there is a terrible move order which I saw just. If this sorry, rook d7 and rook f7, f6, uh, rook f7 you just take it and take f6, and after g6 you just take the bishop. There's no point continuing furthermore, and there's just resigning position. But rook d7, bishop f7, you have a very weird calculation, not even continuing with f6, first taking on f7. And after rook takes f7, you have this queen's e5 move, which is so strong that it threats a mate with the rook attack. Rook b8 is avoided, and everything is just gone. So I think that's perfect. Okay, rook f7. What have we analyzed, sir? What have we analyzed? Takes an f6. Yeah, pretty much same things analyzed. I don't think first f6 works. No, right? Sorry. Now anything to try like queen e5 or something. Three moves. Always look for the quicker ones. So queen d6 here is very quick, but the bishop comes in between. Then you have f6 and then you have queen f6. So that's even faster. I think that can be the solution if it is. Like if this you take on c2, then you have this, then you have this, and then you have this, threatening a mate, and also threatening f7. And but then you get some counterplay probably, because I'm not actually sure that you get counterplay. Probably f6 is more good. Queen d6 is a beast. Uh, it's a beast, right? But it still provides some breathing space. Yeah, it provides a lot of breathing space rather. It provides a bit breathing space because of queen b6. Uh, this takes, and that's more often not sustainable. So if queen d6, what I was going to is queen b6, queen f8, bishop g8, f6, and then you get g takes f6. And the problem again with the position is you can't go rook takes f6. You actually can go rook takes f6, right? Attack the queen, and if takes and takes, so but there's no threat. So even if the queen is attacked, so there is no threat. So if you pick queen b4, threatening a check, and there's no immediate threat there. So I think f6 is just done. G6, bishop takes G6, H takes G6, queen check, king here, and queen H6 is almost, it's a game over for black. F6, G takes F6. Ooh, who is going to analyze that? Who is going to analyze G takes F6? Then queen H4, threat two mates. Take here, then take here with the check and mate. Yeah. So f6, g6, bishop takes g6. Anything else for the day? Rook b7 won't work because bishop takes f7. Rook takes f7. Queen b8 check. I think that's further. Favorite variation of the day. So it ends with queen h4. Yeah, it was a 3049 puzzle, so a good amount of analysis for us. Actually, I like this puzzle rush for the main reason that they really provide a lot of practice for us, and uh, that you just can keep solving puzzles till you have the chances, the three chances. So again, now you have d4, and the brilliant choice is this pawn is now racing towards a queen. So how to actually conduct the exact queening? What I can see is you have queen f6, this, and knight e5 to block the checks. So don't be worried about checks. But how to execute? I mean, this you have rook check, king here. You have rook check. You have king takes e6. You have rook check. Then knight e5. Now threatening a mate, and there's no defense against a mate. You have bishop e7. No, it just lose it. So yeah, that's the basic logic. And what else is there? I mean, there has to be some trick. Um, if I keep on looking for the trick, it would be morning 6 a.m. We are on 57, so it's nice. But now h5, h6, h7, h8 queens. So what can be the trick? Missing something here? Surely. H6, king f8, h7. No, why h7? I'll just go with the check. It's a mate. King f8 is blunder. Rook b8 is mate. So even though king can't move anything, king f8 it mates, king d8 is not allowed. So king has to be on e8. So this is only the move, and this is why I really like that move. Even I will just queen it because you have rook b8 check. We came with the rook, so yeah, we have to check this probably, but this is not. This is just not in time. Yeah, and the fact is of a bishop f8, you have queen takes f8, king takes f8, rook b8 mate. Stylish mates. Yeah. Always styles. So the fact is whether we can, oh sorry for that. We can go with king f6 directly, or we have to push a pawn first. That's a main point of concern. Maybe it will go to b8. No, then you have just take and take. There's no point. I think h6 is enough. Yeah, rook check, king f6, or king h5. You should not go to h5 to stop your answer. Yeah, this is what we analyze. Now king takes e6, rook. This is just gone. But what I like here about this position is to go check, king here, then you go push, you capture, and then you have this with the check. But then you lose an exchange. I mean, you win and just we just an exchange. Rather than that, I will prefer that. Prefer this first. Then if you go d3, then I will go to check. No, I will go first queens, king d7, knight e5 check, king d6, and then because knight e5 check, of course, yeah, even I have rook d8 to support, even rook h1 after that. Lots of moves. So resources are present. If now knight e5, then you have this terrible thing. And if now h7, if you give a check like this, then I will go king takes c6. If you give a check like h6, then I will go king g5, and there's no way you can stop the queening of the pawn. So you have to push d3, and probably even then I'm too fast. It's just winning. Even king g7 is nice, huh? Bishop f8, king here. Yeah. What more worse can happen to a king rather than to get trapped itself? Yeah. See this variation: king g7, bishop f8 check, king h8. Yeah, you will never see more useless king than that. I think king g5 is winning. Jokes apart, but king g5 is winning. Rook takes h7. Rook takes h7, d3, knight e5, d2. And the queening square is white, so after d1, there's no d1 queens. The knight will come calmly to c4, pick up the pawn. After the rook will come, and it's winning. Now, again, the choice. Is there anything I'm missing? King e5, king g5. King g5 puts a tempo, right? King g5 puts a tempo. So, why not? I mean, When you have some tempos to be put, then why not put a tempo on the opponent? Or king e5 is right. This, that was just obvious. Yeah, it was 3010, so good puzzle. Yeah, so now the tougher puzzle starts. After 58, we still have two chances left. I think the stream is too long. Uh, I will have to break it into two parts. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Wow, 2 hours and 5 minutes of continuous streaming. But okay, we had 58. That's the that's the exact thing that we get. Yeah. So now the another point here that you can put rook e2, and if I go to rook b2 check, then this is not possible. So king g3, then you have this check, then king here, and then what is the exact way to mate? King queen check, then you have g4, so you should not play that. Queen check, then you have this. You just pick up the rook, then queen a6 check, and the problem continues with this check. So that's the biggest problem. If this and it goes to the back rank, then you have all sorts of threats. So king g3 is the only choice, and that's a very good part of this puzzle. Queen f4 check, king f3, queen h6 check, king g4. Oh no, the queen has to be, it can be taken, right? Sorry. Queen f5 check g4, something like that. Queen, just not allow that. Or is there anything else that I'm missing? Rook d8 first, kind of saving the rook from the what can be winning here? I mean, rook b2 is a very tempting move. I'm just about to make the move. Rook b2 check, king g3, queen f4 check. I should just tired of showing the arrows again and again. Rook b2, king here, queen f4 checking h3, and how should I stop queen e6 check then? That's a question here. Because I can take on e3, but then here's queen e6 check and queen takes e8 check. Both those things are going to come with. If king h8, then there's nothing else so bad than that. Yeah, but I think this and this is a very good choice. But then queen takes e5. Yeah, mm-hmm. Not good for that. Controls this, stops this, and that's not good. I'll just, just a sec. It was mute. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So let's start with rook b2 check again, king Here checking h3, and now what next? How to solve the problem of this checkmate? Mhm. Sorry. What is that which I'm missing? Oh, rook b2 check, king here, and now just keep everything intact and just go g5, threatening queen h4 mate. Is if that is a solution, then it's terrible. It's really terrible. I mean, that can't be the solution. Yeah. That's can't be the solution. Or else go here with a check, then allow king h3, and then go g5, something like that. Yeah, it's so terrible. This is not the way. Because g5 even creates a room for the king. I mean, after this check, king g7, but then this check exchange of the queens, so there's nothing special about that. Nothing much special about that. But is anything to do with the mod? Like this check first, then if you go back, then I'm going to have you with sorry, rook c8 check, and if you for this check, if you go g3, then probably I will harass you with rook b2 check, rook e2, rook takes e2, king takes e2, but then again the rook is a rook c2 check. There's nothing of that. King g3, something to be done here. I started paining now. What can be the exact solution for this one? Rook b2, king g3, queen f4, king h3, queen f5, g4. Weird, completely weird. Queen f4, g4 is just terrible. Queen h6 takes just for some hopes. The solution that I thought here is to go to b2 check, king g3, queen f4 check, king h3, and now then we go to key 1, asking him that, okay, asking black that if you want to defend the rook, then you have a chance to defend it now itself. Because then I will go queen f5 check, but still it's not clear for g4. Uh, I mean, I don't know why that is very, very stupid case here. Pretty much stupid. G5, G3. Doesn't see a way out of there. Okay, let's try. There's no point in waiting. Even if we get wrong, it's we get wrong. I don't know. I can't wait for more because it's already 2 a.m. here. So okay, that was wrong. It was almost clear that it was wrong because there was no fixed variation that we could analyze after king g3. Probably queen h4 was the right move. So okay, let's check out this one. So we have very complicated position here again with equal material. I know black is 2 pawns up precisely, but it's all about position. So which discovered check should benefit by the most? This check, attack the knight, and freaking g8. Then you have uh, this takes, and you have this. But then, you have intermediate move. I mean, like something like this or this, but this is a blunder. So this, even that is not possible. So not at all an intermediate move. But what can be the in king f6 has to be avoided. So bishop d8 check, king f8 or king g8. Or even you go rook f2 check. I just spotted that. Rook f2 check. You can't put this in between, of course, but you have to go king g7, king g8, then you have this check, king h7, bishop g5 check, and oh no, we have rook c7 still. So there are a lot of choices of saving us. Yeah, but rook f2 check seems to be more clean. Bishop king g7, and then you get probably it's still not that clear which check to be given. Because the king should not escape through here. Mm-hmm. Rook f2 check, king g8, rook f8 check, and rook takes c8, g7, bishop f6 check. Oh, wow. Rook f2 check, king g8, rook f8 check, king h7, bishop f6 check, allowing to interpose with the rook, and then rook h8 checkmate. Ah, how did that happen? Sorry, what was that? Sorry for that. Yeah, I think that's clear. But what about this and king f8? What about this variation? Bishop f8 double check. Then you go king g8 or king h8, and then you probably go bishop h6, threatening a mate. That's all. That's all we can do. Yeah, as simple as that. Yeah, the knight is completely out of the game then. Yeah, you have rook c7, but I think that is. Let's start with that. Yeah, king g7. That's perfect. Now bishop g5 check, rook c7 is not perfect. Bishop f8 double check is the only move. Bishop f6 double check stops this rook from entering this rank, so I don't like it. It even allows this, and it doesn't. I don't like it either. So bishop f8 check, king g8, the only move in the solution, and then you have bishop f6. Or even rook e1. Yeah, trying to trade up the bishops. This bishop is actually a barrier between these two rooks, because if the rooks were connected, then rook f4 was a move. So it's upon us to how to use the barrier. Yeah. This is another trick. You should not go bishop d6 and bishop d8 check to avoid any interpose on c7. You can go for the double checks, and that's the power of that bishop. So bishop f8 check is what we are analyzing. Yeah, here king to g8, uh, bishop here, knight c7. So use of that. Use king g8 was really so fun. This has actually entangled me to go rook f8, and then another tough one. But this actually, I think it's clear. Bishop f8 is the only move, but I'm not finding a solution for the bishop f8, king h7, so king g8, and there's no solution for that. Rook e8 is rook e7 is one of the right solution, which always I feel is the best, but you cannot tell anytime that that's the best solution, because um, probably there are problems with the bishop and the knight. Bishop f7, bishop f6 is also right. That's not the right approach. Not the right approach at all. Bishop f8. Let's go with it. I don't know. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see these puzzles. Finally, I had to take a risk. So, yeah. Which one was that? Play. Bishop d. Hmm. Never blender such simple things, because if you blender such simple things, then you can't win games. This is the second one. Did I blender this? No, I didn't. I did not blender this one. Where's the second one? Yeah, 3107. This is something to analyze. This plate. Let's try this. Yeah. G3. So now rook c2 or rook to get a check. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Because if you go rook b2 with a check, you exchange off this pair of rooks, and after this you have the king attacking the rook. So I think this is a check, because the rook has to be far away from the king. Now what happened? King takes e2. Oh, okay. Queen c4 check, and then rook. The rook has to be always far away from the king. You should not allow the rook to what do you say, come closer, the king to come closer to the rook. Yeah, this is the puzzle. uh, let's play this off once. Bishop f8 is not the right move. Probably bishop g5. Oh, I missed. No. What is I what was the thing I missed? Bishop f6 and no. Very tricky to calculate here. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Is this what I missed, or is this what I missed? Or is this what I missed? I just don't know what is this. I mean, it's far above rated format rating. But what is this? Bishop d8, it doesn't do anything. Probably they have to try rook f8 followed with bishop check somewhere. Yes, something like that. Or go bishop d3, but then the rook will interpose. No, then yeah, bishop g5 check. Okay. Problems are still there. What may be the solution here? Okay, I'm still thinking much more on this puzzle. Actually, I don't have time for that. So let's go with some random moves. The idea that we made. No, the idea that we made is pretty much clear. So bishop h4 actually looks very fine, which is not direct again. This is not there. This is not there. I think rook f8 then. No, come on. The computer is going to blame me that. Come on, you human, you have to just keep on trying moves. Okay. What might be the exact call for that? Ooh, is it bishop c1? Oh, it's bishop c5. The point is, yeah. Mm. So how did I miss it? Yeah. Is bishop c5 or bishop b4? Any one of those, right? I think I've tried bishop c5. It's bishop b4. No, bishop c5 then. Yeah. And the whole point behind this entire puzzle is that this pawn can move forward because of this rook at 7 checkmate threat. So now you have bishop e3 with a check, rook g5, and now you have this. I know. Oh, wait, messing up things. I'm really messing up things eventually. But now you have rook f8, I guess. Yeah, perfect. And this was a gem of puzzle. I mean, this exactly is the puzzle which you want to play while practicing. Well, so that ends today's puzzle rush. 58 puzzles with highest puzzle solved is 3010. So let's see where we stand today. Uh, oh, again, I don't know why this started. Two puzzle rush for similar kind of things. And yeah, so we will be what is this? Even the FMs tend to do 50-52 puzzles. That's normal things for the FIDE masters. So probably that is, I think it's not visible to you guys. I will just rearrange my position for my camera. And yeah, so in global, let's check. This is only the top 7, and daily probably will be there somewhere. 58. I just don't know why they don't mention. Lots of GMs and lots of GMs have reached 58, and they have blundered on 58. So although we don't have a title, we can just fairly put a, what do you say, uh, approximation. CGM Hikaru 123. That guy is just on next level. That guy is really on next level. I mean, 123 puzzles is just an impossible thing. And this Benjamin Walker's 247 puzzles. That's even. So Brest was on June 29, 52. August 21, there's again 52, and today we have all time best as 58. So we have been improving from 41, and we have been constantly improving. So that's it for today. Let's see on the next Saturday on next puzzle rush. We will try to beat 58, which is a bit tough, but it's not impossible. So that's quite possible to beat this score on the next Saturday. Thank you.